What up, what up, what up? It's Herb Hill, the Keep It Chill podcast. How's everybody doing? How you doing? How you feeling? How you living? Doing good on this side. It's been a lot of... My bad, I'm trying to fix my mic here. It's been a lot of weird stuff going on. Like, yesterday, me, my wife, and my kids, we was outside. Took them to the playground. And it was warm. It was about almost 50 degrees here. And, all day there was no clouds in the sky. Now around, maybe 3-4 o'clock, these clouds start to come in. We go outside about 4:30. The sun's beaming down. It's warm. You can feel the sun directly hit you, and you can feel that the sun, it was warm. It was hot. Warm, I should say. It wasn't hot, but it was warm. And you start seeing these dark clouds come in, and my kids is running around, and I'm starting to see stuff falling. I'm like, I know that ain't what I think it is. And it felt like it was raining at first, but I'm looking at it. You see like little flakes, and I'm like, I know it ain't snowing. I know it's not snowing. And sure enough, it started to snow. Now, did it stick? No. But the fact is, it was snowing in damn near 50-degree weather, which is strange. And then my wife, who she don't believe some of the stuff I say, but she do. I ain't gonna say she don't believe. She do. She hears me. I'll say that. She has to see it for herself in a way. Like, if I say something, she'll be like, okay, I hear you, but I need to see this play out for myself. Now, I've told her about the weather modification. I done told her about all these little things that they created to change and alter weather. I done showed her cloud seeding here in this state. I done showed her that these places burning all this stuff and that smoke going up and forming clouds. I done showed her, and we live right around this stuff. I see it all the time. And I told her about the little chemtrails in the sky. I done told her about the little machine here, HAARP, here in Alaska. I told her about all these things. She didn't hear me. She hears me, but she didn't hear me. You know what I mean? So I kind of backed off the conspiracy stuff. But yesterday she was like, I think what you said is true. Because that didn't sit right with me. This is what she's saying. Like, the fact that it was sunny. It wasn't cold enough to snow. In 50-degree weather, these weird looking clouds came by. And it started to snow. And me and her, we're both children of God. We both are praying people. We're followers of Jesus. We know. We both have discernment. We both felt it yesterday that what was coming down was not good to be in. So we got the kids and left, went home. And she said that she had a lot of discernment from that. Hers is stronger than mine. And she was like, what I discern is chemicals and it's not good. So now what I need to do is look into this stuff, because I've been seeing it more and more all over the place where it starts to snow in places where it's 60 degrees. I know here, if it's over 32 degrees, it ain't really supposed to snow. And I've kind of seen more and more of that these last few months here. It'll be like 40 degrees and it'll be snowing a lot. And it sticks. But 40 degrees is kind of cool. It's a cool 40. It's a cool 50. But that was just something that we experienced yesterday. And I find it funny, that not funny, but it's ironic. My wife is like, yo, something ain't right. So she kind of like, you need to look into it. And I'm like, no, I'm trying to come out of this conspiracy stuff. Really, it's taxing, man. And I talked about this before, but I'm at the point now where I really don't want to look at it. But if I do, I start getting hindered spiritually. It's like, it's too much. Because is conspiracy, is it planned? We know it's planned by the wicked to do whatever they're trying to do, whatever they're trying to accomplish. They're planning that. They've been planning that. But at the same time, in total, all of it in total is prophecy, because all this stuff is supposed to happen on a day-to-day basis. Everything that happens in your life, my life, their life, his life, her life, our lives is supposed to happen. Even if we thought we could change something, it was supposed to happen the way that it's supposed to happen. That's prophecy. So everything that is going on now, everything, all these little weird bills that's passing, all these crazy agendas, all these things, all these people revealing who they really are, it's all prophecy. This is all supposed to happen. So really, me being a conspiracy theorist is just, me just saying, oh, I'm trying to catch up and know everything. I can't know everything. And I don't know everything. Sometimes I find out things days later, minutes later, hours later, months later, weeks later, years later. And we're talking about things that these people been planning for so long. If look, Jesus knows the beginning and the end. He's the Alpha and the Omega. Now, he knows you. He knows who's good. He knows who's bad. He knows who's wicked. He knows who's evil. You don't know. You don't think he knows the beginning and end? All this stuff is happening for a reason. Now it's like bad thing after bad thing after bad thing after bad thing. And I question it too. I'm like, man, why does he allow these people to play with the weather? Why does he allow these people to harm these kids and do these crazy things? Why does he allow these people to do all this crazy stuff and push this stuff? And I ask these questions too, because that's who I am as a person. Like, I don't want to see the world this way, but it is, and I hate it. I absolutely hate the way this world is. I do. You couldn't pay me. I be saying I want to go back in time to change things. Like, sometimes I want to go back in time to just enjoy life because I lived in negativity so much. But at the same time, you couldn't pay me $1 trillion to want to go back and do it all over again, because to have to experience this all over again, I'm good. And then it's even worse now because I'm not of the world. I'm in the world, but I'm not of the world. And being out of the world, and you see things that's happening in the spiritual sense, it's taxing on you. And then be trying to keep up with things as what they call a conspiracy theorist, which I'm not. I'm a truther. I'm a person that seeks the truth. So when you're a person that seeks the truth, you're trying to report and trying to tell people and trying to show people, trying to explain to people, trying to elaborate on these things and open people's eyes. But at the same time, we're trying to open people's eyes who don't want to see these things. They want to stay in the box, or they're mentally not able to see these things. So and for one, like I said before, I'm wasting my time, wasting all my energy trying to tell you about what's really going on. And you don't care, you don't want to hear, you don't want to listen. That's on you. You have every right to do and think and feel however you want. But for me, I'm wasting my time. Now, what could I be doing in the meantime? Can I try to stop these people? Could I try to go my own way and do things myself? Possibly. That's either going to wind up with me in the crazy house, dead or in jail. Or on the run. So there's nothing I can do in that way, but what I can do is pray, and that's what I'm going to do, and that's what I've been doing for the last 8 years, and that's what I'm going to continue to do, because now I see that the things that I'm praying for, the things that I've been praying for, the things that we have been praying for are now coming to pass, and they are happening, and prophecy is now revealing, and those signs and wonders are actually happening around this world. So in that way, I'm doing my part. Now, I feel like it's like clockwork right now with me and Jesus, because Jesus is now pulling me out of this truther conspiracy theorist realm, and I'm just chalking it up to prophecy, because everything has to come to pass. All of this has to come to pass. Good, bad, ugly, everything. And there's nothing that I can do to stop that, because we're getting closer to his coming. And I can't try to stop something. So me trying to stop things from happening is also saying I want to stop him from coming. And I'm realizing there's a lot of BS in this truther area too, because people like to report things that's not true. They like to make up things, and we live in an age where there's a lot of CGI, and people can make all these different things up. Like, I see all these little UFO videos be fake stuff, but I mean, I got real stuff on my phone, and I'ma show you. This ain't fake. These things actually happen. I've seen these things. There's nothing worse than being called crazy for seeing something that most people can't see. I was just watching a video of a lady who used to be a drummer for, I ain't even gonna say her name, Miss Carter, I should say. She used to be a drummer for her, and she's saying she's going through all these spiritual, demonic spirit things, and all these things is happening to her because of this entertainer, and nobody believes her, and everybody's calling her crazy. Now, I'm one of them people where I've experienced things, I've seen things, I've gone through things, and people are like, man, you're crazy. Look, nothing is worse than being called crazy when you know that you're not. I mean, that's the most defeating feeling in the world. It's like you out here trying to tell people the truth, and they just chalk you up to being crazy. I'm like, no, you crazy. You crazy because you can't see. But people are scared. People are in fear. People don't want to. It's like the Truman Show. People don't want to realize that this ain't really what it is. People don't really want to know that this world ain't what they think it is. That's like being told that your favorite ball player, your favorite entertainer is really a cheater. They're a fraud. Or your favorite, I don't know, your favorite whatever. Politicians, that's a good one. They all frauds. Like Trump. People want to believe that Trump was a good guy, but he's not. And I was on record saying that I thought he was, but at the same time I was saying I couldn't trust him. Because some in me was like, I can't trust this guy for some reason. I want to, because he seems like he means well, based on what I've come, based on the information that I was seeing. My mind changed from like, oh, he's racist to, oh, I see how the media is trying to play him. But at the same time, these people play games. All they do is play games at the expense of the people. And we fall for it. I fell for it. I fell for it twice. I ain't gonna say I fell for it, but I started to believe the hype. And what I'm saying is, no side is right. Both sides are wrong. All sides of the political coin is wrong. And then this is my thing with politics, is like, all these people are messed up, yet everybody vouches for them. Whether they're right to you or wrong to you, right to others and wrong to others. Like, people are still vouching for them. It's like, that's crazy to me. That's what's crazy to me. These people constantly show you that they're no good, but you're still like, well, they didn't get a chance, or well, I voted for him because this person. And that's what a lot of Biden voters do. They deflect Biden's mess up and they bring up Trump to kind of excuse what Biden is doing. It's like Biden is doing, and you can't do that. Answer the damn question. Face it. He ain't that good. Face it. You voted for him because you hated the other guy. You know, and so when they talk about voting is your voice, look, I'm gonna tell you this. Nothing is crazier than putting your energy into voting for the lesser of the two evils. That is crazy to me, and I will never do that again. People call me what you want, call me unpatriotic, call me a loser, call me a dumbass, call me whatever you want. I will never vote again, because I'm not putting my energy into these demonic, Freemason, Satanist politicians. I can't do it. And I'm slowly coming back from out of all this stuff, and it's like, I have to let it go, you know. And I'm, like I said, the more I'm letting go, the more I'm seeing. Like I said, Trump ain't who I thought he was. Everybody was like, oh, he's this, he's that. Nah, he ain't. He just like the rest of them. I appreciate him for trying to keep small businesses open. I appreciate that. But at the same time, it wasn't, the world wasn't, the economy wasn't ready to crumble yet. It's taking time. Now, maybe his intentions were good, and now he's revealing who he really was. I don't know. I don't. But I just know he ain't who I thought he was. And he ain't who he said he was. And none of them are. But like I said, nothing's worse than being nothing is worse than being called crazy when you know that you're not. Like, I done showed you the UFO stuff. I done told people about the things going on in the world. I done told people about the food shortages. I done told people about the natural disasters that's happening. I done told people about these movements, these agendas that they're pushing. I done told people all this stuff. The things that they do to food, the things they're doing to these animals, the scientists that's creating all these hybrid animals. I done talked about all this. And I've shown you proof. But I still get called crazy for it. You know, or I get called a conspiracy theorist. I'm not a conspiracy theorist no more. I'm just a man who follows the Lord Jesus Christ, and I see things that you can't see. That's what it is. That's what I am. That's what it's going to be. I can't. And I also know, you know, in this truther realm, you can't. Too much information is bad, because the person that's giving you the information, they can throw fiery darts and hinder you with spirits as well. Because that spirit of fear is one of the ones that come out very strong in this truther area. It's like when you get too much information, you start thinking like, oh man, that's scary. Oh man, like what can we do? You get paranoid almost. So that's another. I feel like that word conspiracy is full of demonic spirits. You know how they say words is curses. There's double speak in all this stuff. You know, and it's a lot. It is. And I'll admit it. It's a lot. And, you know, I can say that I was wrong for getting so deep into some of this stuff. But, I mean, when I say deep, it's really deep. And there's no end game. Not end game, but there's no, you won't stop when you keep going down that rabbit hole. You're going to keep going. And I ain't get that far, but I got far enough to know, okay, I ain't trying to see all this. I ain't trying to hear all this. I don't want to experience all this. I don't want to know all this. I don't. I like keeping some type of peace within and peace in my mind. And I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, everything is all good. No, I can't, because nothing is good. There's nothing good in this world. Never has been. Now, when I said this a couple months ago, I said, all right, it's going to be a time when they're going to start doing this and start doing that and start deflecting all this stuff and keep pushing COVID, but you ain't going to hear about COVID because all this stuff is going on. And now all of a sudden they're pushing the new pokes, and they're but this new strain that's supposedly out here, and it mocks allergies, seasonal allergies, and just in time, you know, the airports are now allowing people to not wear masks on the plane to get you to drop your guard and your defenses, so you think, oh, it's over, it's finally over, we beat it. No, it's not. It's summertime. That's how they get you to drop your guard. You're going to go out and do it anyway, so why not? It's just sad, man, because this is the game. This is the game. They constantly do this. The last 2 years, a lot of people ain't seen it. I see it, and that's tormenting enough to see things that others can't see. That right there will get you called crazy, and I've been getting called crazy since I was like 13 years old. Because I didn't voice it, but when I did, it was like, they were like, man, what's going on? And I tell them, they're like, yeah, I don't know what's up with you, but kind of loco, man. I'm like, nah, man, promise you, I see this stuff nobody can see. That's the worst thing in the world is being called crazy when you know that you're not. You know, and it's draining, it's defeating, it's a lot of things, but it is not a good feeling. It's not. Especially when you are trying to be a better person, you're trying to be a good person, but it's like you just can't get a break because it's like nobody sees it. I see things that's happening before it happens, and I tell you about it. People be like, man, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to know that. And it happened, and they be like, yeah, you was right. Why didn't you tell me? I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. It's to a point now where I just shut my mouth and just watch it. Because ain't nobody gonna listen. Nobody never listen to me. Ever. I mean, especially when this, regarding information about themselves, like, or they come to me and I give them some advice or some info, and it's like they still don't want to hear it. But I can't. I'm just, like I said, I'm coming out of all this stuff, and I'm slowly going back to being the old quiet Herb, and that's what I'm going to do now. I do my podcast still because this is where I get it off anyway. But for everybody else, there's nothing to talk about no more. For me, I'm a praying man. Like, I want to pray with you. I don't want to share conspiracy stories. I don't want to talk about conspiracies no more. Like, I see things that most of y'all can't. I see things that most of y'all never thought was real. I see this stuff for real. Like, this ain't a joke. This ain't a game. I feel the Holy Spirit. Now, a lot of people don't even know what that is. But I can't tell people that because that gets me called crazy. I can't tell people Jesus talks to me because most people don't believe in Jesus anyway. That gets me called crazy. I can't tell you that Jesus tells me to go outside and pray. I can't say that because most of y'all don't believe in nothing anyway. I can't tell you that Jesus is God because you got your own false doctrines in your mind. You got your own religions, your own belief systems, or you don't believe in nothing at all. I can't tell you that because that gets me called crazy. Or the fact that I even call Jesus because Jesus is God's name because God told me so. Now I say that's going to get me called crazy or a fool. Oh, you know the letter J. All right. Keep that same energy because I know who my God is. And I know who the God is. The only God. There is no other God. You can call on whatever name you want. There is no other God. But I'm telling you, where the power, where the fire, where the glory, where the Holy Spirit, all that comes from. It's through Jesus. Period. But that gets me called crazy. Me not going to church, me not being a Christian, me not claiming religion, that gets me called crazy. Me seeing the things that I've seen in my life gets me called crazy. Me being the man that I am gets me called crazy. Me standing for something gets me called crazy. Me not being a man like my father gets me called crazy. Me trying to be the best person I can possibly be in this world, this crazy, wicked ass world we live in, that gets me called crazy. And people form opinions of me because I am who I am. I'm the most comfortable person in their own skin in this entire world, and I guarantee you that. And that gets me called crazy. Always has been. Always will be. Because in the words of Bret Hart, I'm the best there is, I'm the best there was, and I'm the best there ever will be. I was just joking. But that gets me called crazy. You know, and it's defeating. Like nothing in my life that I've ever done. Like everything in my life that I've ever done gets me called crazy. And it's like at this point I'm like, yeah, I'm crazy. I'm a local crazy maniac. Yeah, you right. But you can't say nothing bad about me. Call me whatever you want. Because words from your mouth and words from my own don't define who I am. My actions define who I am. Not even my actions. Jesus defines who I am. And ain't no word in the dictionary that can define Herb Hill. Period. So if you knew me, you don't know me, and if you know me, you never knew me. That's how I keep it, and that's how I am. All I like to do is share the truth, and if you want it, it's up to you. If you don't, it's up to you. I ain't forcing it on you, but I'm gonna talk about it. But I would appreciate it if you stop calling me crazy and just say, all right, let me try to see what he on. Let me try to see what's on this man's level, because I'm really trying to be. I know ain't no such thing as the best human in the world, because I know the best person that walked this earth is Jesus, and I ain't trying to be perfect. I'm just trying, like I said before, I'm trying to be the man. I'm trying to be a man that limits my mistakes. I'm not perfect, and never will be. I got issues just like everybody else, but I wear mine on my sleeves, and I'm trying to learn from them. I'm trying to grow from them, and I'm trying to be the best possible person that I can possibly be while I'm living this life. 32 years, almost 33 years of my life. You know what I mean? And I'm going to keep sharing everything that I'm talking about. Like I laugh. I just seen that video of Mike Tyson punching the guy on the plane. It's like, this is what gets attention. Not Mike Tyson reacting, but how the person was treating him before he reacted. Like, I feel like more people should get punched in the face or smacked. Not in a violent way, but I'm saying reactions are always going to meet a action, or actions are always going to meet a reaction. People forget that people can react to what you're doing. People forget that if you're talking about somebody can react. People forget because we live in this state where, oh, I'm over the computer, you can't do nothing to me. But in real life, you forget that this person right here, you don't know their mindset. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know what they feel. You don't know what they're thinking. They might just haul off and kill you. You don't know. But people forget that we're all people. We all feel. We all think. We all believe. We all have our own things going on. People just do things to provoke you and think they're going to walk away from it. And most people do, but it don't work that way all the time. There's a consequence to everything. It may not be right then at the moment and direct, but it's going to happen at some point. Karma always pays back. Best and believe. You know, and it's a lot, man. But I laughed at it because I'm like, oh, I bet this guy didn't think he was going to get hit. But when you're bothering people, what do you expect? you're harassing him. You may not have put your hands on him, and maybe it was wrong for him to put his hands on you, but everybody handles things differently. So I don't think Mike Tyson was wrong for hitting that guy. I think the guy was wrong for harassing him and messing with him when he's on the plane trying to relax. Why would you even want to mess with him anyway? Like, that's what people lost their minds, man. But this is the society we live in. It's funny too. It's like you see all these dudes that claim to be gangsters and tough and thugs, and it's like they operate on the way they operate on social media and in the computer in this digital age is very unstreet like. But these are the people glorify. These are the people grew up idolizing and wanting to be like, and it's like I can see why black culture is so messed up. Because everybody that we glorify ain't good. And I done talked about this, man. Like, I done talked about this time and time again with black culture. I done talked about this time and time again with black entertainers and ball players and rappers and singers and actresses and actors and directors and politicians that are black, and just in general. I done talked about this. They all belong to a gang of their own, but y'all don't want to see that. I ain't even getting into that today, but it's a lot, man. It's a lot to unpack here, but I wasn't venting. I was just expressing myself, and it got a little heated for a moment, but I have to do that because I ain't crazy. Nor have I ever been crazy. It's just I'm passionate about everything I talk about. I'm passionate about everything that I do. And if I ain't doing it, I ain't got no passion in it, then it ain't meant for me to be doing it. If I ain't passionate about talking about it, then I ain't gonna say nothing. If I ain't got no passion in anything, I ain't gonna be doing anything. That's just who I am. That's how I am, and that's what I'm about. Now, thank y'all for listening. Keep it true always. And seek Jesus while he can be found. Peace.